make us pay. The demons try to make us play.
Slow going down the drain. We all hate the threat of pain. The demons try to make us pay. The demons try to make us play. Slow going down the drain. We all hate the threat of pain. The demons try to make us pay. The demons try to make us play.
Smacking Off the Podcast can use your support. How can you support us, you might ask? Of course, by using our affiliate links to buy awesome products. You've got nothing to lose. These are products you want, and products you need, and you'll most certainly buy them anyway. So go to smackology.42web.io and use our affiliate links at the top of the page. eBay, Fiverr, CBD for Life, A Premium Auto Parts, Clear VPN, Haley AI, Fans Edge, and PenPause. We appreciate your support now and in the future.
He would be so scared to see me.
Everybody thinks we was doing this shit, doxing motherfuckers. Nah, they came at us first.
I got a fire raging in my front yard.
Oh, why did you set your front yard on fire? Are you drinking here?
Smacking off the podcast. Fuck your cities, our boss. You can't force authorities. Smacking off the podcast. Fuck your team, dog balls. You call them sorts of authorities.
Smacking off the podcast.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to Smacking Off the Podcast.
Well, it is Smacking Off the Podcast, but it was supposed to be Donkey Balls, but I clicked the wrong fucking thing, and by the time I realized it, we were well on our way, man.
Well, that's all right. We can fix that for all our fans and let them know that their team sucks. Donkey Balls.
Well, I mean, yeah, we don't need that intro song. We've got the intro to each store opening, and that's going to be enough to let everybody know, right?
Oh, yeah. It's a fabulous intro. I'm loving your graphic, man. It's looking like, it's arcane and evil, zombie-like, special.
You talking about the countdown?
The one I'm looking at right now.
Oh, that looks like, to me, that looks like Zombie Balls.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, and then it highlights the nature of people's team suck donkey balls and how serious this is, that it's a team apocalypse,
Absolutely. Nikki's supposed to be coming in. I don't see her yet, but
we hope she's in. But
I might go ahead and open some damn doors because we got a bunch of them, and if she comes in, then we'll still have some doors left, right?
hallelujah. Let's see what's behind door one.
All right, let me pull them up there, Bob.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, let's open door one.
The donkey balls were surely bouncing your way. Hey, hey! Booted up day. That was pretty gay.
What an
Well, Bob,
entrance.
it was. That was a grand entrance for Mr. Mark Stoops.
He sucks donkey balls, though, Doug.
This week he does. I mean, this has been a weird year for Kentucky because y'all have definitely felt the agony of defeat and the what's the other thing that they used to say on ABC Wide World Sports?
The thrill of victory, the agony of defeat. There was
Yeah,
something
y'all
else.
tasted it all, man.
I like that. So, really, the truth of it is, I mean, I wouldn't even care if they had lost to Vanderbilt because it was a hard-fought struggle to the end. It was bitter and well played. But Kentucky shot themselves in the foot the whole game. They caused themselves to lose. They were undisciplined. They made stupid mistakes one after another, including fumbling the snap off one of the field goal attempts, and so that the best field goal kicker in the SEC couldn't make it. I mean, not that was the difference in the game, but if you add all that stuff up, the lack of discipline and the inability to do the right things to win a game they should have won, then that's the second time this year where that was patently obvious. And
Bob, Kentucky went a long way, just like Alabama did in making us consider the possibility that Vanderbilt, this is beyond any Vanderbilt that we've ever seen.
I'd agree with that too. I mean, I think it's fair to say that Vanderbilt is well coached and that Pavia is a gamer, right? And the team is good enough on the offensive line to stave off SEC defenses. I mean, because Alabama and Kentucky are top 5 defensive lines, front sevens in the country, and Vanderbilt was able to hold that off. So sooner or later, Vanderbilt's going to give them some credit. I'd love to see a 10-2 Vanderbilt get into the SEC, to the college football playoff. Is that even possible?
If they keep winning, they've got to win. If they keep winning, if they win out, hell yeah, they could definitely make it. They got to go through Texas. Who else is out there? They got to beat Tennessee. Pretty good Tennessee team. Yeah, I think this Vanderbilt team wins out. They are definitely in.
But
that's my opinion anyway.
My opinion, if they went out, they're definitely in. But they, I don't know if it's likely. But I know this: they're going to a significant bowl game. They're better than Kentucky, and that was a chance for Kentucky to get back on track and then have a chance if they'd won 5 of their last 7 to be a respectable season for them. But I think Stoops, I ain't saying he's done there because a lot of people will put up with mediocrity because of what happened before mediocrity, right? Especially the Joker Phillips era. But really, if you look at it, it's just the Brooks era, right? Wasn't much worse than the Stoops era, even though we didn't get as many SEC wins. But I think there's a next level that fans want to break through to, and he's not going to get it done. So he sucks donkey balls.
Absolutely. Nikki's trying to come in, but I have not seen her come in. She said that she came in and it said she was backstage. It would show me, unless she came in and I didn't see it.
I see a hello gang. I see a hello gang, so there's a chat. I'm trying to respond to it.
Yeah, no, that's Bruce.
Bruce, what's up, Big Daddy? Dog father. Hell yeah. So Kentucky sucks donkey balls. Therefore, they're behind door number 1. All
right. Door number 2. Here we are.
The donkey balls were surely bouncing your way. Hey, hey! Booted a day. That was pretty gay.
So we've got Lincoln Riley, and he sucks donkey balls.
And Nikki's here in time.
I'm here.
Yay!
Yeah, so I was backstage.
Yeah, you must have been. It typically does an audio announcement when somebody comes in, and for some reason it didn't do it tonight, so I did not realize you were in.
That's okay.
Was it like Aerosmith where she could be backstage and take a drink of my glass?
Something like that,
yeah. So it was all rock and roll, man. So Nikki, I personally believe that Lincoln Riley sucks donkey balls, and so does USC. What do you got on it?
100%. This is his 3rd time on here now?
Oh yeah, it's becoming a habit.
Yeah. I've come to the conclusion he doesn't just choke on the big ones, he just chokes.
Chokes on the big ones, yeah. He's choking on the big ones right now.
Yeah.
Big old fucking donkey balls.
And he can't blame it on Alex Grinch anymore either because he done run him down the road, you know.
And what happened? Because they started the season with a strong defense. And it's gone. Like it bounced on down the road.
I think that I'm looking at former Pac-12 teams, and it's obvious the Pac-12 had great success, and Oregon beat Ohio State the other day. That may presage something we might say, but that's interesting to me that they want to outscore other teams, even Kalen Moore, and they think that's how to win football. But now USC's in the Big Ten, and in the Big Ten, they want to punish you because that's what they do, right? Mm-hmm. And sunny California, you know, is not as beautiful in winter as, say, Northwestern in Chicago. I mean, it's not beautiful up there, right? It's not fun. You're coming from out west, and it's been nice and warm, right? And then you get Big Ten country, they start pounding on you. I can't wait to see what the results of that are.
I think we called this before the season that this was going to be a bad one for USC trying to adapt.
So I've got one question: how expensive is this? The travel expenses now for the Big Ten? Because goddamn, there's some massive travel, and truthfully the ACC as well. But
Yeah.
you don't have as many teams. But you got the 4 teams now from the Big 12. The Big Ten has joined the. The 4 Pac teams have joined the Big Ten. That's some hellacious travel for everybody.
That's 100 people you got to move. You might as well.
I'm
You might as
seeing-
well charter a plane.
I'm seeing games that like typically you see 1 or 2 a year, and you're seeing them every goddamn week. It's like UCLA all the way over to the East Coast. It's just crazy looking shit.
Oh, Cal going Florida State. They even went to Auburn
Yeah.
out of conference, but still, I mean, they're going, all of them are going cross country.
You know, Cal's woke football brand is pretty fucking awesome, man. They're actually pretty good, aren't they?
They are. I like them.
And then everybody tries to connect it to the political thing because the Berkeley's a very woke college. Them fucking
Yeah, but
football
they
players
have
ain't,
the
they ain't
first
studying that
kick-
shit.
He took Pat's money. We had the first kicker on game day from Cal of all schools.
Who, Pat McAfee?
Yeah.
Oh,
See a
yeah.
kicker?
Yeah,
he's a
the
punter.
kicker, they do $100,000, $50,000 for students to see if they can kick.
Right out of Pat's pocket, right?
Yeah, no one's been able to do it. They go across country to Cal. They've been all
Yes,
over
yeah.
the SEC, ACC. They go to Cal and they freaking kid kicks it and wins $100,000.
Now, let me
I've
ask
seen
you
it,
this. Did y'all know
hey.
that Pat McAfee was the Colts punter and that he was caught naked in one of the canals off the college part of town, right, and drunk while he was in Indianapolis?
Well, he went to West Virginia. What do you expect?
You know what? I'm getting like information. I didn't really know anything about Pat McAfee. He used to get on my nerves. Now I'm watching him and I'm loving the dynamic between him and Saban because Saban you can tell Saban's kind of disgusted by him, but at the same time, they're cool with each other. It's funny shit.
Well, you know,
That's
he's
the
had
whole
that same personality since he was at West Virginia.
That's the whole point I was making, Doug, is this guy's swallowing a buck, right? And he's hanging out with the most conservative human being you'll probably ever meet.
Well, as far as Saban goes, now Saban, the rumor is that Saban politically is very liberal. Now, I don't know that for a fact. Shannon tried to say that on the podcast one night. I don't know it for a fact, but I have heard it from a few more people than just Shannon. But
I have a
he's
hard
never
time
said-
believing that him running around now with Tuberville.
I think
is he?
it's more about his personal
Yeah.
conduct. Saban's personal
Well,
conduct is very conservative. That's what I would say.
It'd be very difficult, in my opinion, it'd be very difficult to be. I don't know what Saban's worth. I'm guessing, $30 or $40 million maybe. He's got fucking car dealerships. It'd be hard to be worth that much. Well, I was gonna say it'd be hard to be worth that much and go for the Democratic Party to do anything with that, but actually they're kind of the party of the elite now. So
At least
they act like they're not, but they're protecting they're protecting the status quo more than the Republican Party ever did. But anyway, let's not go there.
Because we'll get cut off.
Yep. Let's open another fucking door, man. We got doors galore.
The donkey balls were surely bouncing your way. Hey, hey! Booted a day. That was pretty gay.
The drama.
That's Jen Chavez's favorite coach in the fucking world.
Man,
She
I
loves
love
Lane
that.
Kiffin.
She loves her some Lane Kiffin. I mean, kind of.
Kind of.
Okay. She did back in what year was that? 2008. When did he coach Tennessee? He coached Tennessee one fucking year, and then hauled ass, and You know, that was karma. That's what got him at USC. That's why he got left on the tarmac.
There you go.
You can't go over to Tennessee and fuck them, and then go to USC and think you're
I
going
wouldn't
to ride
have
the fucking at the top of the world. And
That's
you
why
got to win there too.
That's why he sucks
That's it.
donkey balls, Doug.
He's definitely sucking on them this week.
Because he did everything he could to look better in his own personal and coaching life and have the time he wanted and say what he wanted and do what he wanted. And now, basically, Ole Miss is out of the CFP. If they ain't out of it, they're real close to being out of it. So they suck donkey balls.
But does Ole Miss really care?
I mean, the
Well,
fans probably don't. I mean, I think
about it. They're still winning. It's not what Lane wants because he's expecting more personally, but his job's secure there as long as he's winning, and if he maybe gets a chance to beat Bama.
Well, he don't
You
play
know?
Bama this year. He don't play Bama this year unless they meet in the
And
SEC
that's not
championship
gonna
game.
But I
Nah,
don't think I think his job's secure. It's kind of
yeah.
like Mississippi State. You win a few games and your fans are happy.
I think it's
Ole
secure,
Miss
but I
has
think
never been.
I
you know.
think what we're dealing with here is what's going to end up happening. And you know, he's getting a lot of hype a lot of years. And this year, people were firm believers that they may had even been a top 4 team. If this keeps happening, he keeps dropping these games that, you know, he already lost 2 games. One, arguably, that people are going to say that he shouldn't have. Well, probably both of them.
Both
Truthfully.
of them. Yeah, I mean, they both
Yep.
were really close.
Yeah, they're going to get to the point where they don't get that early season hype. That might actually be a blessing, to be honest.
Yeah,
That early season hype don't always help, does it?
But you're not really worried about Ole Miss running him off. If you're an Ole Miss fan, you're worried about when he's going to leave and maybe go to Florida.
Sorry.
You know?
See, that's why Nikki's protective of Lane.
No,
Isn't it?
I just love Lane. I loved him when he left Tennessee the way he left Tennessee.
That's right. He went up there.
Yep. He fucked him. He fucked him good.
And I loved it. And they just kind of, I mean, they were never the standard, but after that, they just went to hell. Yeah,
Oh, yeah. This is the rat tank motherfuckers. The Karma's just so badass, right? The way it collapsed in on Tennessee after they won the Natty, and then their coach started ratting out other coaches and causing this controversy, and then their fans talk so much smack. It's just, to me, it's just such great karma and great irony that they truly haven't won shit since Phil Fulmer. The rat tank motherfucker.
You know, I'm too young to have ever seen any General Nayland. I remember Johnny Majors. That was a pretty cool little era. Didn't last that long. Phil Fulmer's the best era I've witnessed.
Well, he backstabbed Johnny Majors too. That's another thing, right? Where Tennessee, you know, they're willing to have intrigue in order to get where they want to go, right? And then the ultimate irony of Tennessee is all the hype they had for like Keith Schuler and then Peyton Manning back to back. And then neither one of them won the Natty. And when they finally won the Natty, they did it with the option quarterback. So,
but I think it's going to be funny when the Oklahoma job comes available real soon. What's going to happen?
Oh, that's a coveted job. There's no doubt.
And I think they will go after Josh.
Oklahoma has went from one extreme to the other. They went from a great offense and no defense to a really good defense and no offense.
But I think they go after Heupel. I think they go and try to take him from Tennessee, and I think he would go home.
Oh, absolutely.
If Oklahoma could dominate the line of scrimmage somehow, which they ain't done, if they could with the defense they have now, their defense would look even better because they'd be on the field less and they get quick stops. So, but he's not able to do that there, and that's why Oklahoma ain't getting it done. And I really kind of feel sorry for Venables in one sense that he changed the culture, but what he needed to do was add the defense instead of, like you say, flop it off, being a great offensive team, you know?
All right, what door are we on? We on door number 4?
We was on Lincoln Riley.
Yeah, I think it was 3. Well,
yeah,
it was 2, and then 3 was Lane Kiffin. I think we're on 4. Let's go.
That's right.
The donkey balls were surely bouncing your way. Hey, hey! Booted up day. That was pretty gay.
Is it just
Bro,
me, or did he have a really red neck? Is that what you know what I'm saying?
something, man. Probably just trying to fit in down here, Bob.
He's doing the best he can. At least he's not trying to fake his southern accent like Kelly, you know. Now,
Well,
Put that down.
this is only the second coach that has won in a particular week that has come on that has been behind one of these doors. And they both happened this year. Kirby Smart was the first going to Lexington. But I hated to really do that because that was kind of dissing Kentucky. Kentucky's definitely their ceiling is pretty high. Their floor is pretty low, kind of like Bama's.
Yeah. You know what, Doug? How do you feel about, as an Alabama fan, that something similar is happening to what's happening in Oklahoma? In my opinion, right, that offensively Alabama looks pretty good, but defensively they're not up to past Alabama standards. Now, is this something he can salvage? Are people to call for his head? How long do you think they would give DeVore if they didn't believe that he met up to the standards of Alabama football?
I think no matter what, he gets through the first season. They'll go into the second season. Now, if we're seeing some of the same shit in the second season, then we got serious shit going down, and he starts losing some of the money guys, and that's going to be a problem. But I think he's safe right now. I think he could lose out, and he'd still get a second season.
I think he's just working out the kinks of taking over.
Right? Yeah, it's a different thing, man. He's got players that he didn't recruit. He's got a system that everybody tries to come in. Well, not everybody, but most people try to come in, and they try to adapt what they're doing to what their personnel is. And I'm pretty sure he did the same thing, but it's not working on defense. He really needs to. He's going to have to find him somebody other than Womack to coach these defensive players, because this ain't working.
He is. It's no matter who took this job, you're in the shadow of Nick Saban.
There's no way around it. There's no way around it, and it's almost destined to be a doomed regime here, because
it may be 1 year where he can finally feel comfortable as the head coach. Right now, he probably doesn't even feel comfortable. He is still being compared on every little thing to Saban.
He's like he's like Jake E. Lee, right? So Jake E. Lee was adequate, right? But Randy Rhodes had died. He had to replace Randy Rhodes. Everybody left him and thought he was the GOAT. So no matter what Jake E. Lee did, he couldn't get over Randy Rhodes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or Hank Jr. and Hank Sr., man.
Oh, yeah.
Comfortable in your own shoes and make it your program. It has to be about you now and not who was there before you. Or a lot of coaches have that issue when you're coming behind a legend.
Yeah, but that's the biggest legend. Now, Saban's the biggest legend since I was a kid, since Bear Bryant. It's just unbelievable. There's been a lot of great coaches over the 50 years I've been watching college football. But the two greatest of my lifetime were Bear Bryant and Saban, to where their legend was so big. They got the players they wanted. They were in the biggest games. They won natties, and it was consistent. And it took a long time for Alabama to get a guy like Saban, a guy that could replace Bear Bryant as a legend, or even be on equal footing. And now he's beyond anybody that ever coached. So it's just even if
you know what the bitch of it is, Bob, is there's just not that many of them out there. Alabama was real lucky to get Saban. And Alabama fans, gird up, man, because you may never see anything like this for the rest of your life.
Yeah, it was
you might have a few rough
so
years.
Bear Bryant retired in 1982. Was it 81 or 82 when Bear Bryant retired?
It was 82.
So they got their first championship. Not the first championship, but the first Saban championship was in what, 2009 or something?
2009.
Yeah, so you're looking that was 27 years of just started dynasty, right? And then by the time you knew it was a dynasty, within I'd say by 2012 there wasn't nobody alive that didn't know that Alabama was going to sustain as long as Saban stayed there.
Yeah, I agree.
And they,
But I think
so
Saban got out when he did because he knew the playing grounds just changed. No matter what he did, there was going to be a team out there that could pull his players out of the transfer, pull those top players in, and be on an even ground as him. We
Yeah,
started
he
seeing the
doesn't
last few years.
he doesn't like the new environment,
Mm-mm.
and he hasn't tried to hide that at all. He talks about it a lot. He's actually been up to Capitol Hill, like Bob says. He's been bumping elbows with Tommy Tuberville, right?
Yeah.
yeah. So I wonder about this. So there's two China coaches that I've seen in my life, and one of them has a certain amount of success, and the other one has enduring success. And the ones that have a certain amount of success, including maybe winning a natty, right, are the ones that can take a certain group of guys and win a championship, right? And then there's the kind of coaches like Saban that can build a program and sustain it, just overpowers everybody else, and they win. So I look at DeBoer, and I fear that he's a guy that built a certain group of guys to go to the national championship game, right? And he can't really build that team again in the SEC. He's got to build a team that can win in the SEC to beat those guys. And whatever he's doing philosophical defense ain't working like you're saying. I mean, I was asked the other day if I thought that they was going to bring Kevin Steele out of retirement.
Kevin Steele, how old was he? About 65, 70?
Yeah, he's somewhere. He has to be. Over
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that'll happen, but I got a feeling that he's fixing to he's going to get some phone calls if shit keeps going the way that it's going, and he's going to be told that, hey, buddy, you need to find you a new defensive guy. This guy's not cutting it.
What about Brent Venables as the DC for Alabama next year?
You think he's getting fired this year from Oklahoma?
I think it's
well.
I think it's possible. I don't know that it will happen, but I think it's possible.
You're right. Yeah, because things ain't looking good. I mean, they roll off 3 or 4 more losses. You never fucking know over there.
And that was the secret sauce at
They will
Clemson.
give him one more year. They're going to write this off as being the first year in the SEC and just learning how to play this type of ball.
You may be right on that, Nikki.
They're
But
going to write
Venables
it off
was the
this year.
secret sauce at Clemson that don't exist anymore, and that's the difference.
You're right.
Mhm.
You're right, because that was a fucking hellacious defense, and he's
Absolutely.
kind of doing it over to Oklahoma, but offenses have changed a lot since his days at Clemson. I mean, really, college football has changed a lot, and over in the Big 12, there's a lot of good offenses. Sorry, not the Big 12, the SEC now, but the Big 12 last year for him.
No, Bruce
There's just a lot of good offense. There's a lot of good offenses.
No, it's Bruce was saying in the chat that he's missing 2 pieces to the success of Washington grabbing half. So we'll see. So who do they get as a defensive coordinator, Doug? If they get a different guy?
Oh shit! I mean, you got it. I hate to say this because he's probably going to want to get away from this, but you probably have to go after one of these Saban guys that Pruitt's not going to be eligible. He got in bad trouble with the NCAA. Am I correct?
Yeah.
So, Pruitt's a good defensive coordinator too.
Bama brings back
Kirby Smart's not available, so
he brings back. Bama steals Muschamp.
Where is Muschamp?
With Georgia.
Oh, you might be right. That could be a move.
Mm-hmm.
He was a decent defensive coordinator. He had some success as a defensive. He wasn't much as head coach, but he had some success as a defensive coordinator.
He had one hell of a defense every time he was a defensive coordinator, and I truly feel if he would go back or a team would hire him back as the defensive coordinator, he would kill it. Even as
that might be embarrassing for him, Nikki. That could be embarrassing for him, Nikki. to go back to where he was the head guy and then and be the coordinator. I don't know. He might do it. I don't know. I mean, I would feel a little weird doing that, wouldn't you, Bob?
Yeah, but DeBoer would be very Saban-like if he did that, right? And by rehabilitating.
No. I mean Muschamp going to Florida.
I'll go to Florida. Oh no, I don't know.
As a coordinator.
He hates it.
But going to Alabama.
To get that job back, I could see that he might. I mean, we just watched what Arkansas did. I mean,
yeah. You're right. Bobby Petrino didn't have his pride wasn't so much that he couldn't go back and work as an assistant. So
Never say never.
but he probably expects to get. He does probably expect to get that job if. What's his name? Who's the head coach at Arkansas? Pittman.
Pittman.
Yeah. If Pittman goes down, I expect that Bobby Petrino expects that job.
I bet you it's in his contract.
Probably.
But Pittman,
All right, let's go to door number 5.
The donkey balls were surely bouncing your way. Hey, hey! Booted up day. That was pretty gay.
Goodness, we got
Fish.
Mr. Fish, the head coach of Washington. I guess, people wanted more out of Washington. I know they had to rebuild completely after everything that happened. But, last week they beat Michigan is what's interesting. So, it's an up and down season. It's tough in the Big Ten. That's all I can say. Now,
The Big Two.
is Coach Fish the answer at Washington? Well, I don't know how much expectations you have at Washington. They've competed for a national championship, 4 times since I was a teenager?
Yeah.
Twice.
It's a good program. And truthfully, a lot of people think they got fucked out of the national championship in 1985. I believe it was 85.
There was a lot of talk of that too. And then in 91 or 92, they looked real good.
I may be wrong on that year. It may have been 84. I'll look it up and I'll comment it later.
84 is a crazy year for football.
Putting him here after the program he's having to build back after losing so much.
We had to. Bruce, the dog father, he demanded it.
I do understand, but that poor man was. He was left in the dust.
Bruce said kick him straight in the nuts, and that's what we're doing.
The truth is, if he doesn't satisfy Bruce Springsteen, Bruce Springsteen, that's how cool the dog father is. I'm calling him Bruce Springsteen. If he doesn't satisfy Bruce Martinez, right, then he must suck donkey balls. He absolutely has to suck.
I agree with that. I agree.
Hell yeah. So, really, there's no more to say about that. They're not going to the Natty this year. The Big Ten's tough on them. They don't meet the expectations of Bruce Martinez, so therefore they don't meet mine. So, Washington and Coach Fish, and they're not even like Fish, but I've seen the Grateful Dead and Fish, and I really enjoyed Fish. I thought Trey Anastasio was a great guitar player, right? You know what I'm saying? So he don't really feel like that to me, So I'm not feeling that for him. So he sucks.
You're not getting that Fish. You're not getting that Fish hippie vibe from him.
No, not at all.
Well, I think Washington's still got some good times coming this year. I don't know what's left on their schedule, but this team's capable of winning games, and we've already seen that. So
Bruce
they're losing, but I think that they're improving. We're seeing he's building his program, which takes time, but he's doing pretty well with what he was left with.
Yeah, that's not so bad. It could be worse. It's like talking balls.
Yep.
It can be like Florida State.
Yeah, it could be that bad.
Mm-hmm.
We've lost interest in Norville. We may not even bring him on anymore. It's just boring. We're beating that man like a fucking dead horse, aren't we?
Between him and Freeze,
He could be the winner of all of it, though. Could he, Nicky? Could Norvell be the winner of all fucking Dr. Ball's bullshit at the end of the year? Like the
I
lights.
think he's already won it. Either him or Hugh Freeze. I can't decide. We'll have a
I mean,
runoff.
How do you go from an undefeated regular season to sucking donkey balls to that extent to where it's unbelievable, you know?
You do it through the portal, Bob. Through the portal.
Through the portal.
The portal giveth and the portal taketh away.
And he needs to get the portal.
Okay, so we have a new door this week.
Oh.
We have a new door. This is called the Dead Man's Door, and this is a special place that we're gonna give to somebody every week. That what we're saying is this guy's probably not gonna be the coach of this team by next season.
You're a dead man walking toward the unemployment line. Dead man walk. Those donkey balls, they bounced upon your chin. And now it seems so likely you may never win again.
Well, it don't look like Trent Dilfer has Ray Lewis to carry him there at UAB, Doug.
You know, it's called. Was he an NFL legend or just a buddy?
He was a chump that happened to be the quarterback on a team that had one of the greatest defenses in history.
He was a chump. Was that Tampa Bay?
Actually, it happened both at Tampa Bay and at the Ravens.
Oh, so does he have 2 Super Bowl wins?
I think he's got one with Tampa Bay under Tony Dungy.
Okay.
But I mean, I don't know. I thought he was a journeyman player. He wasn't any better to me than somebody like Vinny Testaverde in the NFL, and you know.
Well, I mean, he was a phenomenon, I'm sure. But tonight he's choking on donkey balls, and that's for damn sure. And
he followed Bill Clark.
They brought in, I just lost his name. Our ex-quarterback that we kicked off the team for child porn.
Goodness.
Oh shit! Who is that? Man, I need to read the newspaper more often.
God bless. Gee whiz.
Who are we talking about?
His daddy was a quarterback for us.
Oh.
I just went blank.
Did they have like paternal style showers? You know, I mean, not paternal was in the shower, right? I'm talking about his assistants. You know, and they can get them. Golly, that's heavy. But I know this, right? There's people thinking about you that way. If you can't follow a legend like Bill Clark and you can't get it done at UAB, a decent school with a little bit of a legend to him, and this played solid football for a long time. I mean, it's there for you to do. And it wasn't like that he was left the cupboard bare. He had to start over or anything like that. UAB was playing good football, and he sucked on the balls.
No, he just destroyed the program. Like, they were playing damn good football.
Yes. And they, I think it's not good for him, so they got to shuck this guy, man. Like you say, dead man walking. I don't think he's meeting up to the expectations of Alabama and Birmingham. So, what do you think, Doug?
I don't think he survives. I mean, UAB fans got used to Bill Clark, and Bill Clark was an excellent coach. And I wish he would come out of retirement and come back, and maybe he will. But I got to feel that UAB's ready for a change because this team's becoming a doormat.
Yeah, we don't like doormats when we're at UAB. And a lot of people know that UAB's had a pretty damn good basketball program, too. So the combination of them two things gives them a little bit of fun. Baseball, yeah. And UAB was looked at preseason as having the opportunity to be one of the Group of 5 contenders for the CFP berth that they're supposed to get. So the fact that they're so far out of that and just been an abysmal failure, I think he's a dead man walking. Do we got a song for that, Doug, that really talks about that? I mean, would it be like Hallowed Be Thy Name? Was it Hallowed Be Thy Name or it's Iron Maiden off Never the Beast where he's going, I'm standing on my last step.
Yeah, it's something like that. It's bad. No, that's a badass song too, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Why can't I remember his backup quarterback's name? I just went blank. It's gonna drive me crazy now.
You're gonna drive me crazy.
You talking about Dilfer's backup quarterback?
Yeah, he was kicked off Florida's team. He was arrested. They like raided his dorm.
Well, let's see. While he was at Florida,
Yeah, his daddy was a
UAB back
quarterback for us.
raided at Florida by police. Let's see. Bam. 30 months to hide a USB drive in your house. Wow. See, Rebecca Jones? No.
That don't sound like it's back up to me, Bob.
No.
Oh.
But I just got an interesting search here. It says I have 30 minutes to hide a USB drive in my house. And where to hide it at. So I don't know why I'm trying to hide my USB drive. I mean, I do have some pictures of old guitars.
Oh, that's gonna be
You don't have the pictures. You don't have the pictures they're accusing you of, do you, Bob?
No, these are not the droids you're looking for.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
All right, so let's take a short break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to do the top donkey ball door of the week.
Ladies and gentlemen, gather round this Friday as we delve into the art of darkness on Smacking Off the Podcast. As the clock ticks toward week 8 in college football, the tension builds. And the night air crackles with anticipation. The playoff talk is heating up, and the final stretch promises to be a thrilling, action-filled journey. Join us as we unravel the keys to week 8 matchups, where dreams are forged and nightmares come to life. Who will emerge victorious? Who will be left in the shadows? Streaming Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern. For an episode filled with suspense, intrigue, and the haunting echoes of celebration and despair.
Go to smackology.42web.io and click our Fans Edge link for instant savings on awesome products.
Hey, hey, here comes a donkey ball. Here they come, here they come. Your team sucks, donkey balls. Bouncing, 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 here they come. Open your mouth and get a big bunch. Suck them, suck them, suck them, suck them, suck them, suck them, suck them.
Watch Your Team Sucks Donkey Balls live every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern.
Oh, these sneakers rock. Wait, are you sure that you trust this website? It looks messy and totally unsecured. It looks like a scam. But it's all different if you use ClearVPN, the first effortless VPN solution for a personalized and secure online experience. ClearVPN, the only VPN you need, because it clearly understands you.
You're listening to the Smacking Off the Podcast.
That's what they think when they go to our website, Bob. They think, this looks sketchy and unsecure.
Hallelujah. Hell yeah. They need to come and enhance the Smacking Off.
You just gotta persevere, and you gotta click those affiliate links, goddammit. That's
That's
how
right.
we fucking eat. If you don't click those links, we don't eat.
It's awful. So therefore, get her done.
That's terrible.
Too busy talking.
Nikki's gone. Nikki said
Yeah.
fuck y'all and left.
I think
All
she
right,
went to
let's go
eBay
back-
to buy her a guitar.
I think she did.
My-
All right,
my-
so let's go ahead.
I mean, that's one of our, people that's trying to prop us up here. If we let them, right? Maybe if we get a million sales on eBay somehow, they'll give us a Smacking Off the Podcast number.
That'll work.
I'd like it.
All right.
I'd like
Door number 1. And, there was a lot of coaches here, but this is the only coach that just looked fucking pathetic against their biggest rival. And that's always bad. And, you can get excused for losing to your rival because those games are big. And and they can go either way, but you got to show up, right?
I agree. You got to get down. You got to get ugly. I mean, you can't let them walk all over you like that. You got to fucking drive them hard. You got to make them remember they were there. I agree with you 100%. You can't just have them walk all over you.
All right. Door number 1.
The donkey balls were surely bouncing your way. Hey, hey! Booted up day. That was pretty gay.
You know, back in the day, Bailey had this segment, right? And your team sucks donkey balls, and he liked to pontificate about how great Oklahoma was and how much your team sucked donkey balls, right? So I feel it's only right, that Texas should crush Oklahoma utterly on national television, and that Oklahoma was utterly paralyzed and really couldn't accomplish anything meaningful in the game, and that Texas showed their superior overall talent on both sides of the football, and basically dismissed Oklahoma and made them look like they sucked donkey balls.
Don't lie, Bob. Me and you both. I mean, I felt like Oklahoma wins these kind of games a lot of times. And who do you hate worse, Oklahoma or Texas? Or is it close?
Texas.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because at
I
least
would
Oklahoma's legitimate as a blue blood.
Oh, absolutely. And Texas is that blue blood that you can't figure out exactly why they're a blue blood. But first, somebody's back. That's better in. Nikki, you're back.
I'm back. My eye froze completely up. I don't know why.
Your afro. I didn't even know you had an afro.
Right now I do. This wind's bad.
So what do you feel about the Texas, Nikki? I'm curious, as someone that's been a Texas resident in your life, how much do you love the University of Texas?
I can't stand. I love Bevo, but I hate Texas.
Ain't it hard to root for Oklahoma or Texas, though? So in that game, I have to root for Oklahoma. That's me.
And that's hard, too, because being a Gator and meeting up with Oklahoma through many of bowl games and a national championship game, I never want to cheer for them either, but I have a lot more respect for them than I do Texas. Like, I will give in and cheer for them because they do have some awesome fans. There's not many Texas fans that I can stand being around.
Absolutely. Now, Doug, I just feel like Texas never was programmed. You know, you ever see that guy where that video where the Alabama guy goes on and on about the colors of the uniforms and how he hates them this way and that way and so on, and their fans are this and that and so forth. And that's just been my experience in the world of the smack groups and the message boards and on and on and on. Was this have to hear these guys talk over and over all the smack and this and that, and then watching them, I a certain amount of relish and watch them fail under like some of their late coaches, you know, where they recruited better than anybody else and still couldn't win anything meaningful and ever being relevant. But this year, they're looking juggernautish, right? And right now, you have to say they're the best team, and as much as I hate to say it, in college football this moment, at least they appear to be. And they manhandled Oklahoma, so therefore, Lincoln Riley, not Lincoln Riley, but Brett Venables, Oklahoma sunk donkey balls.
Uh-huh. I think Texas is the reason I can't stand them. It's kind of like Miami and honestly Tennessee. Every year we're back. And they're never back, but we hear it. We're back. We're back. And nothing ever happens. But this year I think they can actually say they might be back.
They've got a brutal stretch of games coming up. I mean, if they're ever going to catch a loss, it's in the next 5 games. I mean, it's just one after another of an opponent that can at least punish them a little bit. And they, you know, and then their last game, aren't they playing Georgia soon? Let's look at this.
They play Georgia this weekend.
Are we talking about Texas?
Yes.
Yeah, they play Georgia this week.
Yep.
Yes, I'd love to see Texas lose that. And I don't, you know, I don't have any great love for Georgia, even though Georgia fans are relatively benevolent. Some are out of their mind, but in general, they're a bunch of good old boys who'd love to see Georgia win. Right? It's nothing like
I honestly believe Georgia will go in there and win. I do.
Well, I'd like to see it. and that's what I'm rooting for.
I'm not really rooting for it. I really don't give a shit. But I just feel like Texas, there's a tripping place somewhere, and it might as well be Georgia because, and if it's not Georgia, it could be somewhere else. But we're running out of time, aren't we?
Well,
they
they
can win,
just
and
beat
eventually.
each other up. They just beat each other up so that because we have Georgia right after that, and then we have to go to Texas. Just beat each other up so we don't get destroyed that bad. I'll be happy.
Let's look at the Texas schedule the rest of the way out. Texas football schedule. I'm looking. They got Georgia. Vanderbilt could be interesting. Florida played Tennessee respectfully, even though they couldn't score. And like you said, it was pretty punishing. I got to give them credit.
No, hold on. Where's Texas and Florida play at?
In Austin.
They
I'll
play
be
at
there.
Texas.
Oh shit.
We're going.
So you can take some pictures for the show and so forth. And then, which would be great. And then Texas plays at Arkansas, which Arkansas might beat on them a little bit. Kentucky goes to Texas. They're probably going to crush Kentucky, but they'll probably be a lot of hitting in that game. And
Well, by the time Kentucky gets there, they might be wore down. That's what I'm hoping for by the time Florida gets there.
Well,
I think they're going to lose it.
The thing going for you, Bob, is that you never know what the fuck's going to happen any given week in the SEC. I mean, we've seen evidence of that all year.
I'm looking at Texas' schedule, and outside after Georgia, the one team that's possibly that is capable of stopping Texas and or slowing them down defensively is Kentucky. But they could also be Kentucky and they'll just get crashed. But I think they'd be punishing for Texas. The front seven Kentucky, Arkansas, I think will punish Texas a little bit in a loss. Florida could punish them. Vanderbilt's got a good offensive line. I think by the time they get to Texas A&M, that they could be worn down to a nub, like Nikki's saying. I think they could lose that game. I think potentially the two speed bumps I see are Georgia and Texas A&M, and not because I think Texas A&M is that great, even though I feel they have improved over Jimbo Fisher era, but because Texas' physical football team, they're playing at A&M, and they will have been through
a lot of anger in that rivalry. A lot of anger.
Yeah, it's their sixth straight physical game. Every game, who would have ever thought that Vanderbilt would be physical? But guys, I've seen their offensive line at work against some good teams lately, and Vanderbilt can punish you offensively and on the line of scrimmage, and all that adds up. There's no breaks, in my opinion, in Texas' schedule, even though you could say that Arkansas and Florida or maybe Gimmies and maybe Kentucky too, but all those games are physically punishing games, and by the time they get to A&M, I think there's gonna be players out. I think they're gonna be worn down. I think A&M could be.
Maybe. I don't think so because Texas wants that game probably more than any other that they're playing. Maybe Georgia, just to prove themselves against the best of the best. But that Texas A&M game to them, an old uprooted rivalry, the hate between the fans, the hate between the players. These players were recruited more than likely by both of these teams, so they're not happy.
Where's this game at?
Together. It's at A&M.
Oh, yeah. I could definitely see A&M upsetting Texas.
And so it could go. That's one. I feel like Texas is going to want it bad, but A&M is going to want it just as much. We could see a bloodbath, an old school A&M Texas game.
I'd like to see that. And if we talk about Oklahoma, which they're the ones sucking donkey balls, I'm looking at their schedule.
Yeah,
the rest
that's
of
what
the
I'm
way
looking
out
at right now.
They're playing South Carolina, who took Alabama to the wire and obviously has a defense. They could lose that game. They're playing Ole Miss, and Ole Miss is wanting to stay relevant. I don't know.
That's it at Vaught Hemingway, so they got to travel.
Yeah. They got to travel for that one. Then Oklahoma will probably beat Maine, I'm pretty sure. Missouri, I don't think is any good. I mean, I think they're decent. They're mid-pack SEC team. Oklahoma could win that game.
But so is Oklahoma too. I think Missouri's got a chance at home.
They got a chance. So Alabama, I believe, is going to beat Oklahoma just straight out. And I think
I don't know.
Oklahoma's going to lose to LSU to my great delight because I know how much Bailey hates LSU. But if you look at the last 6 games, I don't think they can do any better than split the last 6 games.
I'd take a
You
split.
might be
for
right,
us.
but I'm worried about, as an Alabama fan, I'm worried about the trip to Norman because it's a tough place to play.
That's
And
true. The
everywhere in
defense
the
is
I think
solid.
they're going to be playing for
Tough
pure
place to
pride
play.
more than likely.
And that's the truth. Everywhere in the SEC, but Vandy is a tough place to play.
Nikki, are you fucking with Bam or are you fucking with Saban?
I'm fucking with Saban. He
Saban,
has to be.
Saban, he ain't made it any comments on this since
No.
he said it. He probably don't give a fuck. He's like, you got to coach. People ran their mouths when I was the coach and got my ass in trouble. So welcome to the fucking club, right?
Yeah, like
Stay cool.
seriously, he shouldn't care. But I think it's hilarious that he says that, and then all of a sudden, as someone that has never in their life said, "Oh, I'm glad we're not playing Vandy this year," I said it this year after the Kentucky game. I'm like, I'm so glad we're not playing Vandy this year.
So I believe it's possible that if they split the last 6 games, that at the end of the season, especially if LSU beats Oklahoma, then there'll be talk whether or not Brick Venables is dead man walking, and then it could be interesting. I'd love to see Alabama pick him up as defensive coordinator, but I think that's how deep it would have to go. They'd have to lose, or they'd have to lose a bizarre game, like to them at least, like South Carolina or Missouri. And then, if you hear Oklahoma fans talk, they absolutely detest Missouri. They think they're useless. They think they never was and never will be. So games like that could really hurt. But I think the one to look for, LSU and Oklahoma at Death Valley. They'll probably put that one in prime time. Oklahoma again at LSU would be great. And so I don't really see what.
I'll be watching this. That Thanksgiving, that should be Thanksgiving, goddammit.
November 30th.
Not Thanksgiving, but right afterwards. I'll still be full of fucking turkey and stuffing, goddammit.
Fat and sassy.
And I'll be trying to figure out which team's worse in Florida or Florida State.
You don't know that. I mean, Florida, like Bob said, they're on the cusp of being very respectable. I don't know.
I was impressed with them this week. If our defense didn't get wore down, honestly, they were wore down for the 3 plays because they had no break on the sideline. Mertz gets hurt.
They played so good, Nikki, that we couldn't even consider them for donkey balls this week.
I'm surprised. I was still pissed at the play calling, but when your defense is that wore down, and they were only wore down for 3 plays, but if his play calling was worth a shit, they wouldn't have been wore down because they wouldn't have been they would have time off the field.
Now,
we lost Mertz. We lost a lot of players.
Have y'all heard the conspiracy theories that Kirby Smart slapped the player on the sideline, so therefore he's going to the pros?
He slapped the player on the sideline so he could go to the pros?
No. So it's 2-part. So he opposed the team. He was trying to. He didn't slap the opposer. He pushed him out of the way.
He pushed him, and I'm not even sure.
Right.
I'm not sure he was aware that he was even pushing a player from the other team. I think he was just walking over and he's like, "Get the fuck out of the way." And I don't even know if he knew who the guy was.
Yeah, he was dogging the quarterback, his own quarterback, and all dude was in the way. And but anyway, so I've seen all kinds of posts and conspiracy theories shit that Georgia's going to fire him, and then he's going to what did you say? Oh yeah, he's going to the pros to coach the Falcons. That's what kind of shit I'm hearing.
Well, I will tell you. I'll tell you this: there's no way that Georgia fires Kirby Smart. Not over that, because you could just tell that he didn't know who was in front of him. He just pushed him out of the way.
He doesn't even remember.
There was nothing malicious there. I mean, I don't even like Kirby Smart, and I didn't see anything.
It was the heat of the moment, and my only issue is that you're representing your school. Calm her down just a little bit. But I've seen Spurrier not push another player, but be just as pissed on the sideline. Urban, we've seen Saban do it. Every coach that has that feel in them.
Nobody's went quite as far as Woody Hayes did back in the day, but
No.
that was good entertainment. Even the Clemson player that got punched by him was entertained. He just kind of stepped back and looked at him. I think he was probably thinking, I could rip your fucking head off, old man. But he didn't.
Lucky for him. That probably got Woody Hayes ran off, after he tripped a guy too, going down the sidelines in another game. So he finally got him ran out of football, like Jimmy the Greek.
Look this up. Anybody that wants to. Alabama versus Rice back in the 1950s. We had a player run off of the bench and make a tackle off the sideline to stop a touchdown run.
Look at Alabama versus Rice.
Hey man, there's a windstorm at Bob's.
Oh, is that my house tonight?
I don't know. Was it? Maybe
No,
it was
it's
Nikki's.
mine. I got out of the car. I'm trying to stay away from my kids.
But I had coyotes going a few minutes ago, and I had cats fighting too. I wonder if since we're on the hallway thing, I was hoping that actually came through.
Yeah, that actually works. That works really well, actually.
Let's see. Most famous play in college football history occurred. The Owls were rolling over the Tide, and Miggle had scored on sitting out. The 60th anniversary of Dickie Miggle's Cotton Bowl run. It's on YouTube. It's got its own special lore to it. Obviously, when you're as great as Alabama football, your plays have lore, right?
Well, Tommy Lewis came off the bench and made the tackle off the sideline, which was despicable. I mean, but it was a lot more acceptable because he was a kid. If Kirby Smart makes a tackle off the sideline, it's not going to go as well as it did for Tommy Lewis.
I don't know. I thought he could have this last week. He was not happy most of that game against Mississippi State.
So
I'm surprised he didn't.
All right, guys. So
respectful for a minute. I'll give him credit for looking like a decent football team in stretches.
Let's sign off, and we'll regroup and prepare for Friday.
All right.
It's a big Friday.
Your team sucks. Don't keep on. Your team sucks. Don't keep on. You're probably getting fired before the season's end. May even lose your wife and your asshole friend.
Your Team Sucks Donkey Balls is a presentation of Smacking Off the Podcast. Stream in every week for another victim as we kick them while they are down.